Despite what the images make you believe, I will not immediately blame any party for the downfall of West Bengal. Instead, I will first take you through the history of our state, then blame all, yes, all the factors that led to the current condition of our state. I have never really spent this much time on any of my videos, so please like, share and subscribe. Anyway, let's get back into the video. The first reference of West Bengal was in the name of Ganga Hriday, or the heart of Ganga, which spanned across West Bengal, Bangladesh, Tripura and the Kamarganj district of Assam. It was known to act as a deterrent for Alexander the Great, as the war elephant scared the Greeks to withdrawal. After this, many major kingdoms or Janapadas were formed under the Mauryans, Guptas, Gaudas, Paulas, Senas and finally the Deva Empire, which ruled over this plot of land for the specified amount of time. The most important thing in all of this is that Bengal always served as a major trade hub. This caused Bengal to be considerably richer than the other states of the quasi-unified country of India. However, this caused Bengalis to be influenced by a lot of culture, creating the stereotype of a culturally as well as monetarily rich state. This was in stark contrast to the previous recognition as warmongers. Exactly after the Deva Empire, Muslims first arrived in West Bengal. The first official state, the Bengal Sultanate, was set up by Shamsuddin Ilyas Shah. It was, however, under the Mughal rule when we again see a certain favoritism towards West Bengal, as emperors such as Akbar considered Bengal to be their most prized possession. It was known as Bengal Suba and was a major trading province in the world. Bengal was the wealthiest region in the entire subcontinent. There were some major achievements of our state, which included 40% of imports from Asia, prominence in textile manufacturing and shipbuilding, major exporter of silk, cotton, textile and steel, and most importantly, it was the first state of India to ever undergo industrialization. Now let's get into the depressing period of our country, our colonial rule. Due to Shah Jahan's incredible short-sighted views, he gave the British duty-free imports in the Bengal province. This clearly shows that the only thing that ruler was capable of was creating mausoleums for dead wives and then marrying their sisters. Questionable decisions aside, this resulted in the start of colonial influence. We Bengalis started taking advantage of this decision and started trading cotton, silk, indigo and tea. In 1674, factories were set up in Calcutta, which were unnaturally well protected. Foreshadowing, if you will. Fast forwarding a bit, we lost the Battle of Palasia and Buxar, and now a company, the EIC, started ruling Bengal. At first, the Bengalis were angry on the loss of sovereignty. However, a frightening drawback in Bengalis allowed the British to establish their rule. It is that we were subservient. We didn't see fighting as honorable, and instead of revolting, we started applying for clerical posts. This happened as we considered ourselves cultured. The state which gave birth to ferocious freedom fighters like Swami Vivekananda, Rabindranath Tagore, Netaji and Khudiram Bose has sadly also created tons of weak-spined cowards who adopted this Anglo culture, spitting in the face of their motherland. The English made Kolkata as their capital. Bengal was an economic powerhouse. It was responsible for producing 50,000 pounds of revenue per annum. In today's term, it is equal to 56 crore. Calcutta was the second largest city in the British Empire after London. After the division of Bengal on the basis of religion in 1905, the capital was shifted to Delhi in 1911. This was the first time that Bengal suffered economically. However, this was just the beginning of an unbelievable downward spiral. Similar to every state, West Bengal was also ruled under the National Congress. However, Congress didn't put too much effort into Bengal's development, as even with a population of 90 million, Calcutta was filled with jute industries without any jute, as the jute growing territory was with East Pakistan, also known as Bangladesh. Rajasthani Marwaris bought up most of the business from the colonial ruler, so they established a strong business in Calcutta with obedient Bengali clerks ready to serve them. Bhag Chashi or sharecropper, which consisted of a major population of Muslims and Dalit, the lowest of the economic strata, started rallying around CPM to bring about land reform, something that INC failed to do. Even in 1959, when there was protest for famine relief in Bengal due to a bad agriculture season, a movement which CPM supported, Indian National Congress for some reason panicked and ordered the police to do a baton charge in the entire protesting group, killing about 80 people in Calcutta. In 1972, INC came back to power and they bought a Bengali version of Jungle Raj, similar to that of Bihar. It was known as Sattar Saal. INC, in a disguise of defeating Naxal, started killing CPIM workers here and there. A total of 5,000 were killed. Congress declared emergency and took no responsibility. However, people were tired of the rampage of Congress, and in 1977, all of them voted for CPIM, the party which stayed with them during their hardship. However, we Bengalis were blissfully unaware that we would give power to the traitor of our motherland, Jyoti Basu. Who is Jyoti Basu? He is the prime definition of a liberal. He supported the inclusion of the entire Bengal region in Pakistan, and with his fellow traitor, if I use commie lingo, it would be comrade, B.T. Randev, they went to China in 1961 to beg for their support for his political gains. His works are of such a disgusting standard that his father, Nishikant Basu, disowned him. However, we Bengalis pride ourselves to be cultured. We had our own version of Renaissance. We are developed, more developed than the entire rural country of India. This pseudo-superiority complex made people feel distinguished when they started supporting communist ideology. It's like people wearing Che Guevara t-shirts. The only thing different is that these guys aren't responsible for terrorizing Bengal for 34 years and reducing it to a beggar amongst the other states of our country. I won't bore you with statistics, so please pause the video if you want to learn more about the Reds. To solidify their support among the majority, they brought upon land distribution laws, giving surplus land and unofficial land to poor peasants, mostly Dalits. They brought basic reforms in the villages of Bengal. Literally any reform that they brought was seen as revolutionary, partially due to Congress having a disappointing rule over Bengal, and partially because Bengalis are delusional and hardly like bringing regime changes. Most of my audience knows what CPM did, the Nandigram and Singur incident. Left's most powerful weapon was Ilaka Dakhol, land grab. In true Stalinist fashion, people were hired as detectives to spy over their neighbors. Bootlickers of the party were given government jobs, mostly teacher, healthcare worker and contracts of public work. CPIM's second weapon was Gundas. A village called Bonkata in Bakura was robbed of their source of water because they voted against them. Bakura, Purulia, Mednipur and Bardhaman, places which were largely agricultural, became red fortresses because the poor couldn't resist against the aggression of CPM. I honestly can't fit all the stories of CPM, the infamous Jute Bhoot, a ghost who haunted voting polls, and obviously the surprising data that 11% of Bengalis' families starved in 2011. Compare it with the poorest state, Odisha, whose record percent is 5. We Bengalis had such a heightened political consciousness that we forgot materialism. So much so that we elected another specimen, a sort of renaissance for Congress, the Trinamool Congress.
The 21st of July rally by the Trinamool in Kolkata was to honour martyrs.
But it turned into a slugfest against the CPM. Mamata Banerjee stopping short of blaming the CPM for those two train tragedies in Bengal in the last 2 months. Gyaneshwari in May and Sainthia on Monday.
The left now has hit back.
The Minister of State for Shipping and Trinamool's All India Chief, Mukul Roy, spelt it out. The CPM, he said, was behind the sabotage of the Gyaneshwari Express on 28 May and Monday's train accident at Shaithia.
TMC. The corruption they bought in 2 years is more than what CPM did in 34. Their main spokesperson, Mamata Banerjee, is historically very in line with her goals. She once had the post of a railway minister. During her tenure, about 100 incidents occurred, of which 66 were caused due to failure of railway staff, 11 due to sabotage, and 14 due to other failures. She isn't someone with a shiny record. She scared the illiterate folks of Sengur district that big, bad, scary companies like Tata would take their lands forcibly. The only thing she did was increase unemployment in Bengal and giving other big corporations a clear picture on the problems that they would face if they decided to invest in Bengal's Sonar Mati. Now let me speed run to some of her wrongdoings. She has killed hundreds of BJP and RSS workers. She has supported Bangladeshi infiltrators. She blindly supports minority, so much so that she is ready to support pedophiles. She sidelines interest of any and all religious groups for her vote bank. And booth capturing is a tale as old as time. She has also not implemented many central government schemes so that the poor Bengalis will be indebted to her services. Hell, I am even scared to make this video as she has a history of arresting people speaking against her. Just for legal reason, I am just a 16-year-old who knows nothing about politics and is just reading a script and discovering ways to edit stuff. Coming back to our topic, TMC has bought so much corruption than what CPM and INC could do together. As recently as in 2024, all jobs of teachers who were elected in 2016 were terminated because of a money for job scam. She is nonsensical. However, her vote bank, for a lack of better word, is primitive. So primitive mixed with nonsensical has brought a second wave of military rule where police are being used as personal bodyguards. Now who am I? I'm just a boy who has spent just a little over 5 years in a small district of West Bengal. However, it doesn't take an economist to say that we are going in a downhill in literally everything. As a concerned Bengali, I would like to recommend a few procedures to curtail this economic spiral. We shouldn't allow any party to get comfortable, be it the Mughal kings, colonial rulers, or the current variation of Congress. We must keep them on their toes so that they always bring a positive change in our state. And for this to happen, we must arise from our cultural pseudo-superiority complex of being enlightened human beings and put more attention in materialistic stuff that actually brings change in our state. It is with this simple step that we can make our state great again. The video has ended. You can now go and watch some of my other stuff or quit YouTube. However, if you want, you can stay and listen to me blabber something of my personal life. This is the first time that I've spent so much time in any of my videos. I have done thorough research. You can WhatsApp me if you want the data. I have also put some of it in the description part, even though I couldn't put all because there was some PDF and all. What I want to say is that I cannot make such quality videos even though it was not quality video. I spent but a lot of time on it as well as invested some resources in it because this takes a lot of time and I'm still a student. So if you want, you can support me by subscribing and helping me monetize this channel because it would give me an incentive to make more such videos because sometimes passion runs out. I was burnt out after I made that history part. Anyway, if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe, and Vande Mataram.